Hello, people of the internet. How you doing? This is usually where I say welcome back to Trek on the Tube, but if I've managed to do my job correctly, if this video has been shared correctly, then you've never seen my face before. You've also never been on this channel and you don't know that much about Star Trek. And you're wondering whether or not you should be watching Star Trek Picard, because the show is generating quite a lot of buzz online. Now, my short answer, of course, is yes. Go and watch it. But you'd expect that, wouldn't you? I'm a Trekkie. My channel is called Trek on the Tube. I do reviews for every episode of Star Trek that comes out. So, naturally, I say yes. But there is more to this video than just that. Ever since the release of episode 1, every single person that I've told about the show has replied in the same way. But I don't know Star Trek. I haven't seen the rest of Star Trek. Will I understand Picard if I haven't seen the other shows? And don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing on the question. It's a very legitimate question. I mean, considering there are over 800 episodes of Star Trek in existence today and 13 movies, one could expect to be kind of lost going into this new show. But trust me, it's not the case. Alright? And I have no ulterior motive here. I'm not paid by CBS. I don't work for them. I don't even expect you to come back and watch any of my videos or reviews if you start watching the show. This is really just a kind of public service announcement type thing that I want to do here. You don't have to have seen the rest of Star Trek to understand or enjoy Picard. If you want to go into episode 1 completely blind, just do it. It works. Honestly, truly. Yes, there are names or objects that you won't necessarily recognize or that'll mean nothing to you, but that won't impact your understanding of the plot. You know, you watch Marvel movies all the time, and there are things that you don't necessarily recognize that are Easter eggs for hardcore fans, but that doesn't make the movie less good. They're just details that people that have spent way too much time watching Star Trek in the past, like me, will pick up on. Diving into episode 1 of Picard will confuse you no more or no less than any new show where you haven't, read the book first, or the comic books, or whatever. I mean, seriously, the first episode of The Witcher, for example, is much more confusing than the first episode of Picard. But no one hesitated to watch that because there isn't 7 other Witcher-related shows that came before. I mean, look, any first season of any show is confusing at first, because you're being introduced to the characters, you're being introduced to the world, to the rules of that fictional universe, and, it takes some getting used to. So my advice is, if you're wondering if you should watch Picard, but you're hesitant because, the words Star Trek are attached to it, pretend they aren't. Pretend it's a show based on some sort of obscure video game or some obscure book that only a few crazy people like me know about and talk about. Just go in assuming it's a completely new show and it'll work fine. I mean, truth be told, I haven't seen the rest of the season. I've seen episode 1. And based on that one episode, it looks like a good show. I have a good feeling about it. And this is not just because it's Star Trek and not just because it's Picard. I mean, it was a solid first episode. You don't have to know about Star Trek, and you don't have to know about all of the history of Star Trek. You don't have to have seen Star Trek to watch Star Trek Picard. You can go in blind. Alright, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video finds its way to the people that need it. Like, subscribe, you can become a patron to help out this channel if you want, and live long and prosper.